But after traveling the world and traveling all over, it felt empty. Everything stopped being fun. London stopped being fun, Amsterdam stopped being fun, Ibiza stopped being fun. Everything felt monotonous. If you wake up in the morning without having something to do, without a purpose, and I can tell you from first-hand experience, it's not fun. So then decided, okay, maybe working on something that I don't love is not the best idea, and not working at all is probably even worse idea. So try to find something in the middle, what I absolutely love.
Do you think that owning your house is still as important as it used to be?
The laws are very strict and the enforcement is even faster. It's very swift. So if somebody's not paid you for 2-3 months, you can definitely file a complaint against them, go to the police, they will be evicted as soon as possible. This is not one, there are many cases where homeowners have had to evict and they've done it successfully. Dubai as a city, which I mentioned earlier, what I saw in 2004 is still valid today. UAE is the safest country in the world, the best infrastructure in the world, highest number of cranes are in Dubai, and obviously a tax-free lifestyle.
So one most profitable investment so far. Hello, welcome back to Life Unscripted. Today I have with me Aditya John, the founder of HowToDXBRealEstate. He is one who has taken his family's legacy and moved beyond the borders of India. He just does not sell real estate in Dubai. He's a pro in it. He has real estates in India. He has been into pharmaceutical. He has done many things with his life. Then he settled down in something which was not his forte to begin with. So let's hear it from him directly on why we should invest in Dubai or we should invest in real estate in the first place. Welcome, Aditya. Thank you so much for coming here and finding time for this podcast. I understand you have a busy schedule. You're managing 3 different time zones in your office, that is Singapore, India, and Dubai, which collectively is, I think, more than 4 hours. So getting out of that busy schedule and being here means a lot to us. Thank you so much.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you for having me.
So Aditya, to begin with, I would really love to know that your family, I think, initially was in pharmaceuticals.
Right.
And somehow you didn't pursue that career. And if you look at 5 years back, like when COVID hit, pharmaceutical were the best thing.
Right.
Like medicine and food.
Right.
These were the 2 things. I think recession is a word which they will not think now. So why did you switch from pharmaceuticals and why did you not pursue your family's legacy?
Right. So obviously we're a 100-year-old family business and traditionally been in real estate and pharmaceuticals. So when the family split, my dad and his 2 brothers, we took over pharmaceuticals and my dad's brothers took over real estate. And it was always my dad's vision that, one son should do pharmaceuticals and one son should do real estate. But as we were about to get into the business and expand our factory, for an export unit, my dad passed away. And obviously it was a huge shock to us. It was me and my younger brother. And at that time, we have to take a tough call because setting up a pharmaceutical industry, especially to US FDA standards, is a huge investment. And with that, and with the inexperience of being on the floor and then depending on staff, felt at that time a little risky. Because when some tragedy happens in your family, you don't think about growing the business. You're just thinking whatever's left, let me not mess that up. So keeping that in mind, we decided to wind up the pharmaceutical unit. We ran an industry for so long. So we had land in and around Indore. So we went into joint ventures with local developers out there, started developing. And obviously the proceeds of that, we started investing ourselves and ultimately opened our own brokerage firm in Dubai to pass that knowledge on to other investors as well.
So how did you get this calling? Like, okay, pharmaceuticals done, even though it's a legacy business, I want to wind it down and I want to go in a different vertical. I understand that you had pockets of land and you had an opportunity.
Yes.
But how did you feel that opportunity? Because, land appreciates. I mean, it's very generic.
Yes.
So people just buy a piece of land and it's there with them for like 20, 30, maybe 50 years. So what happened there? Like, okay, and I'm so sorry to know that your father was no more at that time when you made the switch. What was going through your head?
Yes, we had land, but many times you've seen people can be asset rich but cash flow poor. And we obviously had some land banks. So on paper, we were very rich. But then after my dad passed, when we decided to wind down, we wanted to make sure that the family, through passive income, is taken care of. That means our basics and little more should come from rental income. And so with that vision, we obviously considered Bombay, considered other places as well. And because I lived in Dubai 2004 to 2008, I'd seen that city grow. That felt like a natural extension of Bombay. Felt safe to take our money. We went there, invested, and obviously with my dad's blessings, today our family, the basics are met with the rental income itself.
Back in the day, 2004, 2008, you said, I think
Yes.
that was not the best time to be investing outside India with all the regulations. And Dubai was still growing at that time. It was
Yeah.
not the same thing as it is today.
Yeah.
Like, not that blingy, I would say.
Yes.
So, what made you think that Dubai would be a good idea and not India?
I went to Dubai. I was doing my master's with SPG in Dubai. I was working in Emirates Bank. So understanding the financial, aspect of it also. I just felt a city which is tax free, which has the highest safety in the world, like second safest city in the world, and great infrastructure. These three qualities I felt was like the perfect storm for a city to grow. So once I saw these three things going, them building iconic things like Burj Khalifa was being built, Palm Jumeirah was being built, Marina was being built, and with their vision and obviously the leadership that they have, that once they decide to do something, they do it. I felt I was long Dubai from then. Neither I didn't get bothered in 2008, I didn't get bothered in 2015, and obviously now the world is seeing it. But I bought into the Dubai dream early.
So, I also know that there was a period in your life where you just traveled around the world
Yes.
before settling down
Yeah.
and coming to Dubai. So, what did you actually realize in all this travel that probably you'll get in Dubai and not anywhere else?
Yeah, honestly, once my dad passed away, I was like, Lily, I was young, early 20s. So you're angry at the world. You're like, why did it happen to me? Dad didn't have any bad habits, everything good. And, thinking that what's the point of my dad built a public listed company from scratch and, created so much value for people. But obviously he enjoyed working. Must have enjoyed 1% of the wealth. And I was like, man, what is the meaning of life? Should I just have 1% of the wealth of my dad, but enjoy the entire 100% of it? So I went into, I would say, a debauched lifestyle, but a lifestyle without a purpose. I traveled all over the world. I just thought I'll enjoy the money that I have and not take stress. But after traveling the world and traveling all over, it felt empty. Nothing, everything stopped being fun. London stopped being fun. Amsterdam stopped being fun. Ibiza stopped being fun. Everything felt monotonous. If you wake up in the morning without having something to do, without a purpose, and I can tell you from first hand experience, it's not fun. So then decided, okay, maybe working on something that I don't love is not the best idea, and not working at all is probably even worse idea. So try to find something in the middle, what I absolutely love. So I loved Dubai, I loved real estate, tried to combine both, and obviously with my own experience of investing, felt we had something special, where we can guide first time Indian investors into Dubai real estate.
So, when
That's
you
how it came.
invested for the first time, what was your strategy? How did you go about it?
When you invested for the first time, it was pretty risky. In my head, you had to uh, keep the downside in mind, and you didn't know the upside because everything was new. It was a villa in Springs, in 2006. It was the first villa community in Dubai, and the first freehold villa community in Dubai. And we invested just on the vision that, people may want to live out here. And obviously, then the hype happened, Dubai grew. And then after that, the crash also happened. And everyone said Dubai stories ended, it'll never bounce back. But obviously, they kept building according to their vision and they stuck to their plan. And obviously, now the results are, for everyone to see.
Now, if you talk about a first time investor right now compared to when you did it for yourself,
Yeah.
uh, how would you say that the decision making or selecting the right thing
Yeah.
has changed over the span of time?
Before we had very limited options. We had Iman, Akhil, few developers, and you had to just follow them. Now there are developers from all over the world: Indian, local Dubai, Russians, companies from London coming in. So it's as an agent, it's much more tough to qualify and keep up with what all is happening. But obviously, we have our own four-step formula to analyze any property, and once all the four boxes are ticked, then we feel a property is investment grade, then we recommend it. Take some time, a lot of work for us, but obviously we are happy to do that for our clients.
So now, when you talk about first time clients,
Yeah.
that's what you cater to.
Yes.
So they must be coming with a lot of apprehensions, whether this is the right move, this is not the right move, will I be able to manage it, and so on and so forth. So how do you break that barrier and make it easy for them?
Yeah. So obviously, I've also at one point of time been a first time investor in Dubai. You know the feelings, you're already expanding your horizon, investing outside the country. So that's a big bridge to cross. So obviously you're a little apprehensive, you're not sure, it's not your own country, you don't have that passport. So those thoughts go into the mind. And obviously, but Dubai has made their RERA very strong. The investors are highly protected. I'll give you one example of, my wife, like in 2008, she had invested in a property and it was a British Pakistani developer. And that guy ran away and it was a one bedroom golf course facing unit and in Sports City. And she thought, couldn't trace the developer, the property is gone. In 2012, RERA came. 2012, we got married as well. 2014, we got a call from Dubai Land Department that she has paid half the money, towards an apartment. Does she want to pay the other half and claim the unit, or does she want the 350,000 back? And we were shocked that the government called us and followed up, and we weren't she wasn't even living in Dubai at that time. So that's how much they care for the investors. If you put your money in a RERA account, it is protected, it is jointly monitored, and only construction related activity it's approved and can be paid. So one, investors are safe. Second, whatever they promise on day one, if you go to a developer's office, whatever they show you, they will deliver that. So they have 20 years of track record of delivering that. So apprehension is less, but yes, they want someone in India who's who knows Dubai, who's who they feel confident dealing with. Once they feel that, then obviously it's a natural progression to invest.
So like if I'm a first time investor into
Yeah,
real estate per se, like
yeah,
I do not possess any other real
yeah.
estate, would you still recommend me to go to Dubai and invest there? Or would you say that, okay, no, you should do something in India first?
Yeah, great question. First, I'll request that person to make sure that he owns his own home in India. He has his office sorted either on a long term lease or he owns it, and he has some land close to his hometown. Once these three things are covered, which I feel are the basics, they should look for diversification. They should invest in Dubai real estate. In that way, they're much more secure. Once your base is secure, you don't panic. Otherwise, if you put too much pressure on that investment, have too much expectations, you may get a little uneasy.
So now, if we talk about real estate in general, would you say like we hear a lot of stories or we listen in the social media and different news publications and all that people are preaching that buying real estate is not the best idea, you should be leasing it and instead take all your earnings and invest into the market or some other instruments.
Yeah.
But what would you suggest, like based on your experience being into the real estate market, and as I recall you also do a little bit of equity investments and
Yes.
everything, do you think that owning your house is still as important as it used to be?
I think it's one of the most important things in the
Why?
world. I think it's just a mental security. You can't, everything in your life can't run by numbers. This is the most economical way of doing things, the best thing. I'm not sure, what they preach, but, I have my own home. I've lived in a rented apartment in Dubai. Now I have my own home and I know the security I feel. I think at least for someone like me, it's very important to have their own home. So I'm not sure about the return, but for the mental peace, it's really important. I have friends who are renting every 3 4 years, they have to move homes, their kids are used to a certain thing, then they have to move somewhere else. I don't know if after a certain point, does that make sense? I'm not sure.
So basically stability.
Yeah, stability, exactly.
Now to follow up on that, if there is a salaried person
Yeah,
and they believe that if they save for let's say that 5 7 years and buy a place basically,
yeah,
so in that 7 years they could have quadrupled or done whatever they wanted with that amount of money that they have saved.
yeah.
Still, would you advise them to get a house first?
100%. Yeah, I think if you can afford it, but obviously it's all about diversification. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you have a home fund, suppose you're earning 100 rupees, 50 you're spending, 50 is there. You keep 25 and keep it towards your house and put 25 in equity or, other investments. But more than, fighting over asset classes, you should understand whatever you invest in. and you should believe in that. You can make money just by investing in gold. My mom, grandmom, they've invested in gold and silver, and they're happy about that. That gave them security. They've also got returns. Some friends have only done equity, and some friends have only done real estate. So you can earn money in any instrument, and if you don't understand, you can lose money in any instrument. If you're only investing in shares based on some tips of your friends, then maybe if they have some
Yeah.
correction, you may lose. Or if you just invest in Dubai because everyone's investing and not understood why you've invested, a small correction also, you may panic and sell. So you can lose money in anything. Nothing is safe. But if you understand something, you buy a quality property with a sea view, even if there's small correction, instead of 9% rent, you may get 6%, 7% rent. But you know the property is going to go back up.
If I'm investing in India and I'm investing in Dubai, there'll be different regulations. You have made it pretty clear that your money is safe. It's jointly monitored, and in the case of your wife, the government called you and asked you what you want to do. So basically, if you can point out the differentiation in terms of the legalities and the way things happen in Indian real estate compared to Dubai.
So first of all, when we're investing in Dubai, the currency is working for us. The dirham and dollar is pegged, and obviously the rupee depreciates 4 to 6% historically against the dollar. So you have inbuilt returns of 4 to 6% when you're investing in dirhams. So that is the base. On one layer on top of that, the rentals in India or Bombay, everyone knows, are probably 2 to 3% on residential real estate. In Dubai, is 7 to 9% on residential real estate. And obviously, here you'll pay tax. If you're a resident of Dubai and you're an NRI, you won't have to pay any tax as well. So you have layers which your safety is there. Even if you just put 1 million dirhams in Dubai and you've not, got any appreciation or kept your apartment empty, and you decide to bring that money back, that 1 million after 3-4 years will become 1 million and 200,000.
Yeah, at least the dollar inflation will kick in.
So once you're able to understand the arbitrage of currency appreciation, tax-free lifestyle, and great returns with safety, then Dubai obviously is a no-brainer. For our potential clients, we just need two things from them. One, they should believe in real estate as an asset class. I'm not here to change somebody's thought process. That is too hard. But if you already believe in real estate as asset class, like most Indians do, and you have some disposable income, then let us show you what Dubai has to offer. You should consider investing like any good business person. Consider all the options. Consider investing in Bombay. Consider investing in Lonavala, Alibag, Goa, wherever you want, your hometown. Let us also show you Dubai, and you compare the returns. At worst, you'll be more confident about your investment. Ki nahi, mera decision sahi tha. And at best, we'll open your mind to what all possibilities are there.
So now tell me, residential versus commercial. There are two sort of real estate. For a first-time buyer or who's looking to make some passive income, is residential better or commercial, and why?
No, I think Dubai is one of the cities with the highest returns on residential real estate. Commercial, you get more returns, but it's also cyclical. If there's a correction in the market, the office space may be empty. So for first-time investors, residential real estate, if you have a quality residential property, it'll rarely be vacant for more than a couple of months. Average rentals are around 3 years, and after that, maybe a month or two to find the right tenant. So it'll rarely be empty. So, and it's much safer, much more stable.
Okay. Now, when we talk about tenants, are they also closely monitored by the government or any other entity in Dubai? Like in India, we have this thing called Peja Kabja and all that. Like if somebody is living on your property for a certain amount of time, they basically get the right to own it.
Yes.
Kind of. I mean,
Dubai is very strict. The laws are very strict, and the enforcement is even faster. It's very swift. So if somebody's not paid you for 2-3 months, you can definitely file a complaint against them. Go to the police. They will be evicted as soon as possible. And it is not one. There are many cases where homeowners have had to evict, and they've done it successfully.
Now let's go back to the COVID period. I think COVID was one of the dreaded period for real estate all around the world because nothing was moving. You're just inside. You cannot really evict anybody at that time as well. I mean, morally.
Yeah.
So, what was that period like for investment in Dubai? What happened in that market?
COVID is where Dubai really started to outshine other places. One, it was one of the most easiest in the COVID rules. what do you call, people were moving around freely, with the checks and balances with the government had. Also, obviously, the sizes of homes were bigger. If you had a golden visa, you could go to Dubai anytime. Otherwise, they had stopped entry for people. So people realized the value of the golden visa, being a resident of Dubai, and that's when real estate started to boom. And it's 2x, 3x since COVID times, because people saw the value of having a different residency of Dubai, having a house there.
So there are a lot of legal hurdles as well to buying something out of India.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the few things that a person should keep in mind so as to be legally sound and still pursue this?
Yeah, obviously, we every client of ours, we make sure that they're legally compliant, before they are investing. Neither we or anyone, neither we want to come in problem, neither any of our clients. So there's a LRS limit, which is $250,000 per year per
Per
person
person, yeah.
that you can send abroad. Obviously, if you have a company and you want to open another company, there's a ODI limit that's based on your share capital, how much money you can send. So we have a in-house CA here, we have a CA in Dubai, and we have a FEMA consultant, and jointly they advise our clients on the transactions.
So now you have offices in Dubai, Mumbai, and Singapore.
Yeah,
So I think it has three different cultures,
yeah,
and I think that would also be reflected in your office.
yes.
So what is that first thing that you keep in mind while hiring anybody for any post?
Yeah. So hiring in Dubai versus Bombay versus Singapore, completely different. In Dubai, we love people who understand the culture, the vibe of Dubai, and are area specialists. In our company, we have downtown specialists, Palm Jumeirah specialists, we have plot specialists. Because, like, if you were living in Bombay and you wanted to buy a house, you'll say, "No, I stay at Cuff Parade, show me something in that small area." You need an expert of that area. So in Dubai, we look for experts. In Bombay, we want young, enthusiastic people. I have all the knowledge to train them. So we like young, enthusiastic, fresh people who can be trained easily. Second is, and in Singapore, we want people who understand the Indian community out there. Indian community are investing big from Singapore to Dubai.
Okay, so basically Singapore office is to get capital in
Yes,
and funnel into the Dubai market,
Dubai market.
basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And what is your team size in between these
We
three
have
offices?
12 in Dubai, 3 in Bombay, and 2 in Singapore.
How do you manage the time zone gap?
Honestly, we have a Singapore head who's Bhargav, who's a ex Google and ex Blinkit, a person. So he manages that. Everyone runs independently, and we report to each other. So I'm not too worried about Dubai operations. My brother-in-law Mahesh, he lives in Dubai and he takes care of that. I focus on India and Indian clients.
So what kind of tools or what kind of softwares do you actually use to make sure that everybody is aligned on the same page, or is just WhatsApp?
No, obviously, primary, like any company, you start off with WhatsApp, then you have to get in systems. So currently, we have a consultant who's advising us on the softwares, and we are building. Obviously, there are a lot of plug and plays now, so we are using that.
So like with all this chaos,
Yeah.
how do you tend to stay sane? कि भैया वहाँ सिंगापुर से फोन आ रहा है कि ये क्लाइंट का ये हो गया, दुबई से फोन आ रहा है, प्लॉट जो देख रहे तो बिक गया, और इंडिया वाला बोल रहा मैं क्या करूं?
No, I think, if you love what you do, all this is fun. Like, I love talking about Dubai. It doesn't matter if you're going to buy or no. If you're curious about Dubai, I'm happy to come and have a conversation with you. Share all the knowledge openly, educate you about Dubai. So it doesn't feel like work, or, everything is not measured if the guy is going to buy. If someone is genuine and he's curious, we're happy. Like, I've spoken to clients and put, come 2-3 years back, and they had come, they were curious. And after 3 years, they returned that, oh, you had guided us at that time. We are curious to buy. So it doesn't feel like work, honestly.
So now when we talk about investing into real estate, it's a decision like any other. So is it more of a data driven decision that, okay, if you offer a property, let's say it's a sea facing apartment, so is it a data driven decision to offer that particular thing, or is it backed just by a hunch?
Okay, I'll tell you a secret for Indian investors. Every investor comes for the returns but buys for the glamour. So Indian investors, we all, obviously my brother-in-law Mahesh worked in Ernst and Young, and obviously, he's big on data. And Dubai has a website called DXB Interact, where all the real estate data is available. They have area prices from 2012. What was Palm Jumeirah's rate in 2012? What is Palm Jumeirah's rate today? If you want to check a particular building in Palm Jumeirah, what was the rentals there and what is the rentals now, you can compare. So there's a lot of data for investors and transparency. for somebody who likes data. So when we come, we show them the data, but before finalizing, they'll enjoy something to flex. They like downtown, they like Palm Jumeirah, they like areas their friends will know about.
And now when we talk about Indian real estate, and let's say that, okay, Bombay is too expensive, too cluttered. Now you go to Indore, for example, Raipur, the tier 2, tier 3 cities, they have a huge scope of, growth and appreciation.
Yes.
So why shouldn't we just focus on those areas? Because things will be cheaper, no legal hurdles. You are an Indian citizen, you can just go and buy over there, and still they'll appreciate.
No, I think I'm talking from personal experience. We have land in tier 2 cities as well. I'm big on land and keeping it for the next gen, or keeping it for 5-10 years till that appreciation comes. But anyone who's done business and done construction knows there are lots of hurdles. There's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of delays that can happen. I think if you want, after some time, you want to enjoy investments which are tension free. I don't know. If all the buildings in Indore get completed on the time that they mentioned there, in Dubai, you won't have more than a 6-month delay. So it's the ease of doing business, ease of investing, and obviously the passive income. If you talk returns to returns on land, yeah, but if you buy an apartment in Indore, will you get 7-8% plus currency appreciation? No. So obviously, I'm for tier 2 cities. I advise everyone, please buy land for the next gen. But if you want passive income, then there's no better place than Dubai.
So now, if like everybody in the world tries to time the stock market, we always feel like, okay, this is my moment, ye abhi to banna hai. And it is said that you can never time the market.
Right.
So is there such a thing in real estate? Can you time your investment into real estate?
See, you should. It depends what kind of investor you are. If you want to just flip a property, make a quick money, then timing may be important. But if you're a long-term investor, you have to understand the fundamentals. Dubai as a city, which I mentioned earlier, what I saw in 2004 is still valid today. About being the second safest city in the world, UAE is the safest country in the world, the best infrastructure in the world, highest number of cranes are in Dubai, and obviously a tax-free lifestyle. So that still is very unique compared to the world. So that is one. Secondly, at a city level, Dubai is managing the demand supply very well. They are very conscious. They have a 2040 target of doubling the population. It touched 4 million last month. They plan to make it 7.8 million, and they are building for that 8 million. So every year they have a projection about how many number of people are going to move to Dubai, and they're building for those people. So demand supply is very well matched. So Dubai is very conscious about the demand supply and timing to have consistent growth. So there may be a short term something if Trump does something, or some market conditions change, but Dubai is on a trajectory to grow. Most of the investors that we have, they only have one regret: wish they had invested sooner.
So now, if you talk about real estate, and if I need to have only one mindset, and the mindset is either I should be developing passive income, or I should be looking for property appreciation. I know you're gonna tell me a person can get both, but if I have to come into real estate with one mindset, which one would it be?
Great question. See, now you already getting currency appreciation without doing anything. So you're getting appreciation without it, and rental incomes you get yearly. So I think the number one,
leave all appreciation, everything behind. Like, okay, I'm an investor. I am very much into the market and everything. Now I just want to get into real estate, and I need to have one mindset. या तो मैं ये मानूं कि भी मेरी प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू बढ़ेगी, या मैं ये मानूं कि आई एम जनरेटिंग पैसिव इनकम. Which mindset should be the entry?
It's like you're asking a mom to choose the favorite kid.
No, which should be an entry mindset? Like I would say that
I think great rental income,
passive income,
great rent, great passive income. That is very unique in for Dubai. Appreciation you may get in a few other pockets as well, but the rental income that you get and the safety of that investment is unmatched in Dubai.
Yeah, one question I think that is ringing in my ears is how do you select properties? Okay, you have to tell me that buy this or buy that. Okay, this is going to come up, whatever it is. But you might have had a science behind it.
Yeah. So we have a 4-step checklist that we follow for everything, including our own investments and for our clients. So the first checkbox that needs to be ticked is understand that Dubai is investing money, because Dubai has a style of doing things. They build an iconic structure like Burj Khalifa, and the area around it, like downtown, will develop. So obviously, Burj Khalifa is built. 90% of downtown is already completed. 85% of Palm Jumeirah is already done. So to understand where to invest money, you have to understand where Dubai is investing its own money. In Dubai Creek, they're coming up with a tower taller than Burj Khalifa with a viewing deck, not a residential tower. They're coming up with Palm Jebel Ali. They're coming up with the new Al Maktoum International Airport, which is going to be the biggest airport in the world. They're coming up in Ras Al Khaimah. They're coming up with a Wynn Casino. So wherever UAE is building its iconic structure, they will develop that area around it very well. So first understand that and understand where the metros are coming. We are lucky all that is being built. So have an overlap where Dubai is investing money, where the infrastructure is coming. That's the first first tick box. That's the first tick box. The second tick box is your property should have some USP. It should either be one of the four. It should either be sea view. Only 7% of Dubai has sea view. Either it should be golf course residences. Dubai loves golf course residences. Everyone loves staying next to a green area. Or it should be a designer building. Dubai loves designer buildings. W residences, Marriott residences, Baccarat residences, Waldorf Astoria residences, or a good community. I stay at Cuff Parade. For that same price, I can get something in Lodha Park, which is a little fancier with more amenities. But my office in Nariman Point, which is like few minutes from my house, my gym is close by. I have friends in that circle. One kid walks to school, one kid goes 6-7 minutes. So if you stay in a good community, just because something newer comes, you won't move. So first is understand where Dubai is investing money. Second is your property should have some USP. Third, it should be a reputed developer. That developer should have a track record of delivering quality properties and having good rental income. Because most of the buyers in Dubai are from outside the country. 60% money is from outside. So developers' reputation matters a lot. And fourth is the payment plan. As much you can stretch till handover is best. So you can get appreciation on the entire property while paying minimal amount. So these four steps, but you have to follow it in this order. You can't start with the payment plan. You're much more likely to make a mistake. So follow in this order, and we share it with all our clients. Even though it's our formula, but we are happy if anyone uses it. So
quick question on this. Like when you talk about the payment plan, stretch it for as long as you can. Can I sell it off in between?
Yes. Once you pay 30 to 40%, you can sell it off in the secondary market. Obviously, Dubai is very conscious. They don't want people coming and trying to flip too fast with minimal investment. It makes the market too volatile. So Dubai wants more and more stability.
I've also heard that if you buy a bungalow or something, and so you gotta make it habitable and live in it in the next 3 or 4 months or something.
Yeah, if you buy a plot, habitable in
like you gotta go and live in it. You cannot just leave it empty, invest kar diya or chhod diya.
I'm not sure about that actually.
Okay, so I've heard that this is something like a mythbuster.
No, I'm not. You can buy it, and but obviously you'll have to maintain it. You can't make anything look shabby. If you buy a plot,
you gotta maintain it.
Yeah, if you buy a plot, there's certain time you have to finish the construction. Otherwise, there are penalties.
Got it. So now we have some rapid fire questions powered by Entera. And the idea is that you give us an answer from your gut. It has to be a gut response, quick, short, and immediate. So Dubai Marina or Dubai Downtown?
Downtown.
Why?
It has an iconic structure, Burj Khalifa, and Marina. When Dubai started building it, they ran out of money. I wouldn't say that. Wait, I'll say Dubai Marina has mixed constructions. A lot of different developers are there. So some building may be really premium and some may not be so good. Downtown is all built by Emaar, so there's certain standard. So downtown. Plus there's Burj Khalifa view here.
One rookie mistake that new real estate investors should avoid.
They invest for the payment plan and not the project. They get too carried away with that 1% payment plans.
A book that shaped your thinking on money and investment.
Ooh, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Okay. Instagram influencer or full-time advisor? What would you take?
Full-time advisor.
Then why are you doing your gig on Instagram advising people through that?
No, I don't believe in either. You can do everything together. Not everything at once, but everything together for sure.
If you weren't doing real estate, what would you be doing, right?
Ooh, influencer.
Influencing about what?
Yeah. I think influencing. I think I could possibly be a life coach.
Okay. So one most profitable investment so far that you have made?
No, too many profitable investments. The last profitable investment I did for my client, she invested in Maritime City. One second. My last client, Shivani from Delhi, she invested in an apartment in Maritime City, 2-bedroom, 2.9 million. And 6 months later, we sold it for her for 4.2 million.
6 months.
6 months, yes.
I should have
It was
gotten that
it was the
deal.
first. It was full sea view apartment. Omniath was normally is ultra luxury developer, 8 to 10,000 dirhams per square feet. They were coming up with a budget section of 2,500 per square feet. It was the first tower launch. They were coming up with 10 towers. My client trusted me, and she bought in that. And the fifth tower, when it got launched, she bought a 2.9 million. Same unit got launched at 4.4. So she was happy to
So
exit.
one personal habit
Yeah.
that you believe is the key to everything.
Well, I think your routine. If you have a solid routine, it'll set you up for success.
Can we have a look at your routine? What do you do?
Yeah, I have a very fixed routine. I wake up at 6:15. My son wakes up at 6:30. 6:30 to 7, I spend time with him. He goes to school. His school bus comes at 7. Daughter wakes up at 7. She goes to school at 7:45. So spend some time with her in the morning. 8 o'clock, I go to workout. 8 to 9:15, my wife and I, we work out together. We have a personal trainer. Come home by 9:50, 9:30. The day I have breakfast, I reach office by 10:30, 10:40. And the day I don't have breakfast, by 10 to 10:15, I'm in office. House and office are close by. I'm lucky to have designed it. Work till 6:30. Come home by 6:45. Latest 7. My kids eat dinner by 6:30. 7 to 8, I spend time with them. They go to bed at 8 sharp. Then I have my most important duty as a husband is to make sure my wife and I have some Netflix show to watch together. So 8 to 10, we watch that. 10 o'clock, she goes to bed. 10 to 11, I like to watch cartoons. So I like, or Instagram or whatever. 10 to 11, 11:15, I'm off to bed. And I try to follow the
That's
same.
quite structured, and you remember it by heart.
Yeah, I do it every day. I enjoy it. And obviously, I'm lucky, because of, I would say, a privileged background, whatever. I'm lucky to design my life, the way I want to. And, I don't have to do anything in the day that I don't love. Every single thing I do in the day, I absolutely love.
That is something commendable, because when you have the options, you tend to just think about designing your schedule or your day, and you end up with nothing.
Yeah.
So you have somehow figured it out, and you have basically a rhythm to it. Like,
Yes.
okay, this.
Yeah. I was a 5 a.m. club member. I woke up for a couple of years at 5 a.m. But that made me too antisocial. I felt I could not go out in the evening and
But
enjoy
what
with
would
my
1
friends.
hour change? I mean,
Huh?
come on, 6
No,
a.m.,
it makes a
5
big
a.m.
difference. It makes a big difference. It makes 5 a.m. Was very like then nights I couldn't enjoy it all. So I'm trying to balance it out by waking up at 6:15.
So I feel a lot of energy from you when you talk about Dubai real estate. It's you're very passionate about it as well.
Yes.
So if I have to ask you, like, how do you get all this energy? Where does this energy come from?
If you love what you do, work never feels like work. And I wish it for everyone. I've been a dabbler where I've done things just for money or investment. And, like any business, I've tried a couple of businesses before this as well. And any business times get tough. There is some time you'll question, is it worth it? Is it this? And if you don't love what you do, it will be difficult to power through that. So I felt I found my, Ikigai, what I love, what I can monetize, and what is valuable also in the world. I've figured that circle out, but it takes time. For any young person, it's tough because once you become 23, 24, you're very idealistic. Then the real world hits you. You're not sure, the responsibilities come. But if you can find something you love that has some value in the world, life is really simple and fun.
Got it. Thank you so much, Aditya. I think that's a lot of information about how one should go about handling their real estate portfolio. How should they diversify? What should be the first steps? Also, the $1 million question: passive income versus appreciation.
Yes.
So thank you so much for all these insights, and thank you so much for bringing the passion that you have for your craft, which is basically the real estate of Dubai, and bringing all that knowledge and clarity to the people who are tuning in today. Stay tuned for many more to come with great insights and great stories of founders.